Welcome to the latest episode of Talking Season. I'm your host, Ryan McNeil. I'm joined by Florida Atlantic Owls forward, Amber Gaston. Amber, thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
First question for you is how and when did you fall in love with basketball?
Wow. Okay, let's take it back. So, starting out when I was, yeah, this is a minute ago. Starting out when I was younger, I was always active, always into extracurricular activities. Basketball, cheer, dance, and my granddad actually was the one that put the ball in my hand for the first time. I guess he saw I was getting pretty tall. I mean, I'm 6'2", but I was pretty tall for a younger kid, so he was like, no, we need to get this ball in our hands. So, things are kind of slow starting out. And then once I got to like middle school, junior high, high school, that's when I started to pick up my skill and I got even taller. So we just took it, kept going from there. And here I am now.
I was doing some research heading into our chat today. First of all, congratulations on being named Conference USA Player of the Week back in December. How
Thank
great
you.
of a
Thank you.
start was that to your season? Just for your confidence, getting in a good groove, all those important things.
Man, it felt so great. That's one of the accomplishments I've always wanted to get in my collegiate career since I was a freshman. And, having a pretty rocky couple of years, from freshman year to sophomore year, things have been up and down. So just to really come out on my game my senior year and just is produce and be there for my team and to get such a great accolade, it meant a lot to me, honestly. And it's just, really motivated me to keep going and see how far I can go.
So did that recognition also give you kind of a bump in your confidence? Did it prove to yourself that all this trade that you did in the off season after those up and down junior and sophomore seasons, did it give you that little bump in confidence that what you were doing with your training is going to pay off and you're going to have a great senior season?
Absolutely. I think that accolade, it just, knowing what I've done, all the work that I put in, great players get those type of recognitions, really good players, not just any players. So to get that, it just meant a lot to me personally, believing in myself, knowing that I can do what I think I'm capable of doing and even more. And so I just think that allowed me to just really trust myself more. And yeah, and then just credit to my teammates and my coaches believing in me, allowing me to do what I do on the court and, help us be successful. So it meant a lot. And it just, kind of fueled my fire because I mean, I want to go farther, I want to get more. So yeah, it did a lot for me.
I think it was last week your team got a massive 54-52 road win against UTEP. When you're on the court, and I think it's a road win it was, what's it like in a close game like that? Just mentally, some players get jacked up, some get zoned in. When you're in a close game and your team's battling for that win, what's the mental, the psychological kind of aspect for you at that point?
My team, we've been in situations like that multiple times this season, being right there, close game, last couple minutes, last couple seconds, and you wanna finish, you wanna pull out, and sometimes it doesn't always happen that way. But I think that that particular game, we all locked in. We knew what we wanted to do. We knew we wanted this win. We knew what we needed to do that, and that's what helped us come out on top. And it starts, of course, with defense. And I just think that is something that we're learning to do more of. Is just something that we have to grow with. Granted, we've been through a lot as a team this past season, but it was really great to get that win. It shows what we're capable of. It shows who we are because we played really good that game. And so I'm just looking forward to us, continue to build from that for the rest of the season, finishing with conference in the next month or two.
You've almost doubled, and in some cases doubled, key stats like minutes, rebounds, and points per game since last season. What's the reason behind that big jump from your junior season to your senior season? Is it how you were training? Is it just clicking with teammates? What's the story behind this great success
Yeah.
so far?
First, it just started out with me trusting myself, believing myself that I can do all of these things. In the past, I kind of doubted myself a lot. And, it was more mental, but I think I got outside of that and, just kind of toughened up a bit. And then I definitely trained it really hard in the off season, knowing like this is my senior year. I've been here for 4 years. I know what I'm capable of. In the past, I've had 20-point games here and there, like as a freshman, 19-point career high. So like I knew I was capable of it, and I was just like, I need to channel that even more. So I just worked really hard this past season. I had a great group of coaches that came in and really trusted me. They saw my potential, and they trusted me to go out there on the court and do those things that they knew I could do. And gave me great feedback, great positivity, and my teammates just trusting me to do what I do on the court. And that's been my thing this season, is to be consistent. Whatever it is, my job on the court that I need to do that every game, be there for my team. And I feel like that's what comes with that, the points, the rebounds, minutes, etc. But as long as I do my job, then I'm good. So yeah, just having great coaches, great teammates, and of course believing myself, continuing to work hard, not being complacent.
You mentioned this is your senior season of college basketball. When you have these moments, whether on it's a team trip or after practicing it in a training room, getting some stretched out, or anytime you have to reflect, who are some people who've helped you reach this point? Is it a coach? Is it a parent? Is it a teammate? Who's helped you
Yeah.
along this path?
I think I start with my family mostly. I'm a family oriented person. They've been my backbone, helping me get from you practice is either an hour or two away from home, travel with me to these different tournaments, being there for me throughout high school, and then supporting me in college. My grandmother, granddad, my mother, and my dad really stepping in to help me find, great trainers and just being there for me. I'll say my family, of course, and then I've had a lot of coaches and trainers in the past that have really pushed me and really, told me that they believe in me. They saw the potential, and I just, give credit to them. And of course, my current coaches here as well. Like they really have, put great things into me in my mind, positive things. And I think that kind of helped me build off of that. And then, putting in the work, everything they wanted me to do that and some, just consistently doing it well. And so I think that because that they believed in me, because of the things that they allowed me to do, it just makes me want to go even harder, for myself, of course, and for them, because they're allowing me to, they're giving me the opportunity to do these things. So yeah, just my family, past coaches, trainers, they know who they are. And of course, my current coaches here today at FAU.
When I
Yeah.
was your age and I was competing, there were teammates that would help challenge me. I love competition because they made me better.
Hmm.
There were certain people I loved to compete against because it raised
Yeah.
my abilities, and it just helped me out. So who are some people you love to compete against? Is it a teammate in
Hmm.
practice? Is it someone you
Hmm.
battle in a game that brings out the best in you? Who's
Yeah.
someone you love to compete against?
I'll say I like to compete against really good post players, like in my position, like, whether they're bigger or stronger, whatever the case may be, I look forward to the challenge, being able to defend, being able to score against them each game. I look at, their stats, I look at how they play, and I, channel that and figure out how, I can get the ups on them and things like that. But in practice, I think we all push each other very well. One of my Some of my other fellow forwards, Sophia and Yanetta in the post, like we really go at each other in practice. And all great players. They played on international teams, have the experience to, play against many different players. So I think going against them really helps, my game. We're competing against each other, making each other better. And I think it's really helped, our production on the court. So I'll say definitely my teammates, and then just challenging myself each game against, the next player.
When I was going to high school, I was under 5 foot tall. So I loved Muggsy Bogues. He was like my hero. Who's a
Yeah.
basketball player? It could be NBA, it could be WNBA, it could be a
Hmm.
college player, it could even be like a European player that
Yeah.
you admire, and then maybe you take a little bit of their game and try to put it into your game as well.
I definitely have a player. Asia Wilson, she plays for the Las Vegas Aces right now. She was a number one draft pick, I
She's
think,
a beast.
2017. She's a beast. I love her. I've been watching her since I was in high school, since she was in high school, went to South Carolina, coached by Dawn Staley. And ever since then, I tried to pattern my game after her. Absolutely love her game because she's 6'5" tall. I'm not as tall. I'm 6'2", but I'm, mostly taller than most players. And just for her to be so versatile, with her shot, being able to attack the basket, back to basket moves in the post. Like she has great touch. And I've been obsessed with her. She's a great player. And to see her where she is now, I watched her over the years, and just pattern my game after her moves, and then I've seen my progression as well. So it's really cool. I was so glad that I found her and have myself to pattern after her. So yeah, she's definitely one of my all-time favorite players.
For the past 17 years, I was an elementary school teacher, K to
Hmm.
8, and here in Canada. So as I was doing some research on you, I was thrilled that you made the Conference USA's Commissioner's Honor Roll for each of your first 3 seasons in college.
Yeah.
First off, congratulations on that
Thank you.
achievement. And my question is, who instilled the importance and the value in education in you?
I would say my mom, definitely. She was a teacher's assistant. She was in the school system a lot when I was younger. So I'd be around her when she's grading papers, when, she's in the classroom, I would come to her class. So it was always in me to, be studious. I wanted to be competitive against other students. And it was almost natural and normal for me. Like I wanted to do great in school. Like I wanted to read all the books, get all the points. So it's always been one of those things for me where I just love school. And coming into college, was top of the class, and then I'm doing biology. That's my undergrad. So it's been tough though. Like biology is really hard, especially at FAU because this is a top science school. So it's been very, very tough, but I've enjoyed every second of it. I think it's really molded me into who I am today, having discipline, learning how to fit study into my schedule. But yeah, I'm really glad I chose this major. And yeah, I'm excited to do some great things with it. I want to do sports medicine after I graduate. So really looking forward to that and just finishing up my senior year. It's actually my last semester. So yeah.
I want to talk about that. So you're a senior,
Hmm.
and I
Hmm.
read in your bio that you just mentioned, I should say, you just mentioned you're majoring in biology, but you have a goal of
Yeah.
becoming a physician's assistant with the
Hmm.
focus in sports medicine. You mentioned you also have some big goals. I'm
I
curious,
did.
once you
Yeah.
graduate, what's the next goal? Is it moving into that career away from the court? Is it playing in Europe for 10 years? Is it chasing the WNBA? I have a
Hmm.
friend who played 10 years in Europe and he
Wow.
loved the
Loved
experience.
it.
I think he met his wife. She was playing on a women's team in a
Like,
close geographic area. And then they have
okay.
3 kids, 4 kids. I can't keep track,
Wow.
but playing in Europe, um, it was an amazing experience for him. He's now
Hmm.
actually back there coaching as a head coach. Without me
Yeah.
rambling too much, for
Hmm.
you, for the next year, what are some of your goals, some of your ambitions that you're going to be chasing once you graduate?
Yeah, I've definitely thought about that a lot the past couple years. Even this these past couple months over the summer kind of changed my whole thought process of what I wanted to do. I was gonna go straight into my career path, but I'm actually wanting to play professionally overseas. If I get WNBA, that's great. But I definitely want to play in Europe somewhere. I heard it's a great experience. I think it'll be great for me because I don't want to be done with basketball yet. I love it so much, and I'm just like trying to imagine life without it, and I'm not ready for that yet. So, really, really hoping that I can, go play overseas, and then for a couple of years, whatever the time may be, and then after that, I'll go on to get my master's in physician assistant, and then work on trying to be in someone's clinic, sports medicine. I really want to be around sports. Like that's my thing. Like I have to be around sports. I love it so much. So if I can get around a team or a professional team, something like that, I'll do it. But definitely play basketball after I'm done here. I still have my COVID year eligibility, so that's a possibility too. It's always great to maximize your opportunities and get your game up to maximum level. So I'm really looking forward to doing that as well, and just trying to be the best I can be before I go overseas.
You talked about a lot of your passions, a lot of ways that
Mhm.
you're competitive, some of your goals. Is there anything that we haven't talked about in this interview that you are passionate about, that you would like your fans and listeners of this show to hear and learn about you?
Yeah, I guess so. I love to cook. That's one of my hobbies. I enjoy cooking. I actually love challenging myself in the kitchen as well. Trying different recipes. Like I have this new cooking book right now that I just got, so I'm really looking forward to trying some different things in here. Just experimenting. It's my dad or my granddad actually. taught me how to cook initially, and then my dad started to, come in and teach me some things. So yeah, that's one of my favorite hobbies actually. Reading, like I got a couple books this year that I want to get more into reading because, with basketball in school, it's so hard to find time to, time to yourself to just settle down. So I'm just trying to get into reading some more, and I feel like it just expands your knowledge and your intelligence. So I think those are two of the main things I think that are, my hobbies, something I do off the court.
Going back to cooking, I
Yeah,
love to cook. And I joke
really.
with buddies, I love to cook, but I hate to bake because with cooking, you
Oh,
can improvise, you can freestyle.
yes,
I hate
yes,
baking because it's so rigid. Do
it
you
is.
like baking as well? Or okay,
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely not. I tried to bake cookies. They came out square. I was like, you know what, this is not for me. But I make really good, other dishes. Like, being from Mississippi, of course, the food is like, I think that's our culture food. So, just taking some of those dishes, healthier alternatives, of course.
Yeah.
But just different things like, and then down here in Florida, there's like a plethora of different cultures here. So you have Mexican food, Caribbean food, and then I've tried my hand at all of those, and I just love it.
When is the time you dealt with adversity? It could be on or off the basketball court. And how
Mhm.
has that adversity, now you've pushed through it and learned from it, how has it helped you grow on or off the basketball court?
Think in several instances I've dealt with adversity. I think one of my main themes was perseverance these past couple years and resilience. I think just starting out as a freshman coming in, I was kind of a late bloomer, so to speak, when it came to basketball because I didn't really take it seriously or get really into it like my sophomore year of high school. Just really learning the game, not being so awkward. And I actually started playing AAU kind of late, but I was still pretty decent. And so, just trying to pick up to where everyone else was freshman year. And I actually was grateful that I was able to play a lot my freshman year, get that experience. And then, of course, like things were up and down sophomore, junior year. So I think that was the biggest challenge of adversity for me was really believing in myself, that okay, I can be out on the court, I can do this, there were times where I had mentally, like, I just wasn't, confident in myself. And I think that, really affects you. And, if you don't have any positivity around you and, in your ear, it could really affect you. So I think that was one of the biggest things for me, just overcoming that, being headstrong, just keep going. I think that was the main thing for me that helped me to get here today. I feel like if I would have gave up a long time ago, I wouldn't be here. I'm not sure what would have happened, but I think because I just stayed persistent, I stayed with it, kept working hard. That's how I got here today. So, just overcoming mentally and overcoming, the outside things is really what has you know, I think helped me grow and to be in the position I am today.
Amber, thank you for your time today. Best of
Yeah.
luck in your senior season as you
Yeah.
finish off. I think tournament plays coming up. Your conference
Yeah.
tournament's coming up soon. And then
Yeah.
you have some big decisions coming up about your future. So good luck
Man.
navigating all those tricky choices.
I know. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for having me on Talking Season. This has been so fun. And I can't wait to see, the other episodes. I'm definitely going to be tuned in because this is very cool.